Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 100 Get Your Goals Annual Challenge. We're focusing on financial health, financial well-being this month. And as such, our topic today is financial goals and core values. How do our core values impact our financial goals? Now, why are core values and why are financial core values even important? Well, they allow us to align with who we really are and authenticity. Again, who we really are. They allow us to match those things up because there are infinite ways to make money, right? And to have money flowing into your life. But if it doesn't match who you really are, it's not going to feel good or feel right to you. And it's going to be much harder than if you find ways that are part of who you really are, that align with you and your core values. It helps with our decision making and our prioritization. It helps us make sure that we're not creating conflicting goals in the area of finance and, for example, relationships or family or physical health or well-being. For a long time and for a lot of years, I had financial well-being and financial health a higher priority in my life than my physical health. And that caught up with me, and boom, I got a huge wake-up call from a health perspective and physical perspective because I wasn't paying attention to that area and aspect of my life because I was prioritizing other things. So it's important for that. It helps us be consistent and keeps us motivated toward moving toward the things that we want. If there's a match and an alignment between our core values, what's truly core to our being and part of who we really are and important to us, and the motivation it takes to achieve anything that we want to get in our life. And then finally, fulfillment and well-being is positively impacted when our core values match up with the goals that we set for ourselves. So how do we identify our financial core values? Well, number one, have some self-reflection. Just sit down today and spend some time thinking about, okay, what are the results in my life like right now financially? And is the way I'm achieving those results in alignment with who I am? Does it match my priorities? Does it conflict with any other core values that I have in other areas and aspects of my life? For example, if you have a goal to attend all of your kids' field trips, sporting events, competitions and things, yet your financial goals don't match or allow you to do that because you'll choose them over attending the school play, then there's a mismatch there. They conflict, they butt heads. And as long as they're butting heads, that's where we go into and say, okay, well, what core value is more important to me? To me, it's more important to be present for my children for the small time that they're children than it is to talk to another client, talk to another customer, work on an engineering project at work after hours, etc. So prioritization, so self-reflection, think about what's important to you and most important to you, then prioritize those things. We do that a lot, right? We ranked all of the life framework areas and aspects of our life, right? In the beginning, in the very first couple of days of this challenge, we said physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. What right now is the prioritization order of those to meet? And if you need to, you can go back and you can check in with that. That's why I recommend that you do like I do and keep a whole notebook for the challenge and all your days notes and things in that, so you can go back and you can say, okay, well, this is how I prioritize them before in January. Is this still true for me right now? I do that several times during the year, especially when a challenge or a conflict or something comes up. I revisit and say, okay, yes, I said family was most important to me 2 months ago, but right now something else has happened, another challenge, and so now financial is more important. It just depends. We also want to align our goals with our core values, right? We want to make sure that they match up. And then finally, we want to refine and clarify our goals. So what's our action item today? And I'll give you some examples of financial core values. I'm going to challenge you to pick between 1 and 3 for this year. Let's say we're doing our annual core values goals match. I want you to pick, and I always do the same thing too here, 1 to 3 different core values in this financial area and aspect of your life. Why? Because we have 9 different life framework areas. And if we have 1 to 3 for each one, that's between 9 and 27 different core values. And then what we do after we get through all the months, and as we're going through it, I do this, I look back and I say, okay, well, for financial core values, I have, I don't know if I guess love would be there. Love and passion are one of my core values. Do I love. And that also shows up in mental, emotional, and spiritual for me. So I like that core value a lot because it actually shows up in all 9 areas and aspects of my life. So you want to, refine it and say, okay, well, if this is showing up in more than one area, maybe that's really emphasizing to me that that is one of my core, most important values. So what are some examples? So we're going to pick between 1 and 3 core values with respect to our financial health and financial well-being. Well, what are some possible core values with respect to finances? Financial security, wealth accumulation, financial independence. Maybe you want to be free from other people controlling your finances. Responsible spending. Some people, it's very important to them to manage their spending and expenses. Philanthropy and giving. Is that important to you from a financial standpoint? And again, when I was younger and just trying to survive and raising my family, philanthropy and giving was not one of my top 3 core values when it came to finances. Education and growth. Education and growth is one of my core values, and not, well, I guess educating other people, but educating myself primarily and growing and becoming the best version of myself. That again is another core value of mine that pops up in almost every area and aspect of my life and life framework. And then finally, legacy and generational wealth. Those are just, I think, 7 examples of core values you may or may not have with respect to finance. Remember, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of what your core values are, or really what anyone else thinks of you or me. What matters is, how do they make you feel? If I say financial security, I get a meh feeling. It doesn't motivate me. It doesn't drive me. It doesn't inspire me. It's not in alignment with who I am. Of course, I want financial security, but it's definitely not one of my core values. I guess because I know that the world's uncertain, and I've won and lost, had financial security, been broke more times than I can count. So I made that not one of my core values. If financial security was one of my core values, I would always be doing just the safest thing, and I don't want to be that way. So today, action item, 3 core values with respect to financial life framework, our financial well-being, our financial health, our financial goals. Any questions about this, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Bye.